Welcome to the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose with Brittany Bigley. The Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose is part of the Live Bigley community, giving you the resources and knowledge to help you live the life you were born to lead. Hello, I am Brittany Bigley, coming to you with the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose, and today I wanted to come on and talk to you about setting clear intentions while also taking aligned action. And I do believe that you need to have both. So let me get into the why that you need to have both setting a clear intention and taking aligned action. So you can take aligned action, but if you don't have a clear intention, you're kind of like a hamster spinning on a wheel, not knowing where you're going and maybe not really going anywhere in a certain direction, but spending all this time and energy just being productive and doing the things and kind of almost like being a squirrel and doing here, going there. But without the clear intention, you don't have a roadmap to follow. You don't know where you're going. You don't have the intention of where you're going. You can set a clear intention, but then you're not taking aligned action. So you have this daydream of where it is you want to go, but you're not doing anything in the present moment to make it happen. So really, setting a clear intention and not taking aligned action is really just daydreaming, pipe dreaming. So that's why you need both. You need to be able to do both things. Let me give you an example from my life as to how it is to have both, set a clear intention and take aligned action. So around the winter solstice, I set a clear intention of no longer avoiding the things that are on my heart. And I left it a little vague because I did set this intention in a group setting and it was a little more personal. So I left it a little bit vague, but in my journal, I did write avoiding the things that are on my heart, like writing children's books and also being in the process of finding a partner, a soulmate, and creating a family ultimately. And so I started with my intention. I'm no longer avoiding the things on my heart, like writing children's books and finding a soul-aligned partner in order to start to establish a family. So that was my clear intention. Now, taking the aligned action. The clear intention setting for me, not hard. Taking the aligned action, especially when it comes to the things that are closest to my heart. These are the ooey gooey gushy things that I have put off from doing for such a long time. And I think it's because I've been truly disconnected from myself. I've spent most of my childhood and adult life being disconnected and being, disassociated from myself. And now that I'm finally finding it safe to be back into my body, and finally finding it to be okay with expressing myself and expressing my emotions, I'm now getting to a place where I can come to the things that I've held for so long that are on my heart that I really want to do in this world. And that is writing children's books and having a family and ultimately a partner in which to do that with. And so taking the aligned action, I'm going to go with the children's books because right now that's something I can speak to. And also I think it paints a little bit more clearly of a picture of how to take the aligned action. So I have a book that I found, again, serendipitously in Denver when I was living in Colorado, but it's Call of the Writer's Craft. And I wish I knew on this off the top of my head who the author is, but it's this really spelled out specific way of getting to write the book that is on your heart. And so I have started to get up at 5 a.m., trying to do it every day. And setting this time and dedicating this time to writing towards creating a children's book. And so I've already set my intention around the winter solstice of I'm not avoiding the things that are on my heart anymore. And taking the aligned action is getting up every day and taking this time before work to work on the children's book. Now, I can absolutely say 100% that it has been very challenging for me to get up every morning and to take that aligned action and to give myself the time and space to be able to write. First of all, it's just challenging to get up at 5 a.m. There are days when I absolutely do not feel like doing it, and there are days when I've absolutely have not done it and just hit the snooze button or turn the alarm off and go back to bed and then get up in time to go to work. And so I've been dismissing this part of myself. So I'm not doing the best at taking aligned action, but there are days when I do get up and I'm still just sitting and no inspiration is coming to me, and I'm getting very frustrated and I don't feel like I'm in a flow with the writing state, but I'm at least showing up. So again, I'm talking about how aligned action, this is happening in real time as we're speaking. I'm going through these emotions, within the last couple of weeks, still continuing to go through it. It's hard. It's hard to show up, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when you feel tired, especially when you don't feel inspired. But one of the things that I want to continue to keep doing is just get up at 5. Just get up at 5. Even if I'm not feeling inspired, even if I'm not feeling emotionally, physically able to get up, just getting up and allowing myself the time and space to be able to sit there and dedicate the time, that's the first step. Second step is if I do get the flow, and I think that's maybe where I'm stuck presently, is how do I get myself to the flow of feeling in the flow of this writing state of being inspired to write. And I know that it'll come. Again, I need to just keep getting up at 5 a.m., making the time and space to be able to take this aligned action, dedicating. It's really become a ritual. It's really become a dedication to the goal that I have. And again, it's not easy, and there are days that I'm like, nope, I don't want to. But I think what is really good about this is that it's pushing me to show up even when I feel like I don't want to. Because I think that's where the magic happens, is you show up even when you feel like you're down and out, even when you feel physically, emotionally, mentally exhausted. You show up because you're showing to the universe that I'm dedicated. I'm ready and willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort to doing this, even when I don't feel like it. So setting the clear intention of what you want, but then also taking that aligned action, taking the time and space to be able to work towards your goals. Again, I think biggest hurdle is just showing up, dedicating the time and space to doing it. Second hurdle is probably emotionally getting over that emotional hump of actually doing it and being able to do the task. I would say I felt this when I was starting to create YouTube content. Like I was dedicating time on my weekends to be able to create. I would dedicate the time, I'd sit down, and then all of a sudden I would have this imposter syndrome of showing up and be like, well, nobody's going to watch this anyways. Or, I'm not a great speaker. I can't speak off the cuff. So why am I doing this anyways? And the more I just started to sit down and do it, the easier it became to get over that emotional hump. So just a little tidbit of my story to kind of put this into perspective of how to set clear intentions, how to take that aligned action, and just acknowledge that, yeah, it's hard, and to get over the emotional and the physical, blockages that are preventing us from taking that aligned action. So it has to be a very conscious process. I've realized that the more that I'm conscious working through it, I don't know if easier is the right word, but the better able I am to get past the blockages. We'll say it that way. Anyways, if this resonates with you, please go ahead and give this a like. If you feel like there's medicine in this for someone else, please go ahead and share it. If you want more content like this coming to you, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, happy healing. Please go ahead and take that aligned action and dedicate time and space to making your goals work. And I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for listening to the Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose with Brittany Bigley. The Unstuck Yourself Daily Dose is part of the Live Bigley community, giving you the tools and resources so that you can live the life you were born to lead.